Aloha y'all and welcome back to my channel. Alright everyone, today we are going to be discussing the phenomena of makeup that I actually regret not buying. With all releases and practicality and me trying to be a better consumer, you guys have seen in my anti-hauls and my will I buy it, so I'm trying to be a lot more just harsh and strict with myself about not just buying everything willy-nilly. But with that, after the not buying, after the anti-hauling, sometimes we look back and we think, you know, I was wrong. I should have bought that, and I really regret it now. Now, some of these things are more recent. I do believe the majority of them are limited edition because, like, if you got regret about a permanent product, it's like, okay, go buy it. Which I think there are some things that are permanent, and so if I've got enough regret and then I get some money, maybe I can be like, alright, time to go buy it. But let's just go into these and you guys can sit back, relax, have a drink, and listen to me whine about makeup I wish I'd bought. And feel free to whine down below in the comments about makeup that you wish you'd bought too. You know, there is comfort in numbers and knowing you are not alone. So the first thing that I regret, I'm not sure why I didn't buy it. Probably the most likely is that I was too poor. But that Melt Cosmetics blue stack. Oh my goodness. That thing was so beautiful. And after, you know, having the Gemini palette and the Smoke Sessions palette and kind of being introduced to Melt's eyeshadow formula, it's a thing where I'm like, I love blue. Blue eyeshadow is one of my favorite things. It kind of always has been. And I look at that and I'm just like, I could have done so much with that. I would have loved to have that, and I would love to have it now in my life. I'm pretty sure it was a limited edition job. Melt Cosmetics is very good at that, and I don't know anything about restock because Melt Cosmetics is very bad about that. But as for now, it's just something that I kind of wistfully think back and look back at, and I'm just like, wow, why didn't you buy it? Then one that is definitely a lot more recent and is, it's something that I kind of can get now that I regret, but I'm kind of like, I'm kind of okay with it. But Ciaté London did come out with a Jessica Rabbit collab collection. Now, I did break down and buy the highlighter. I was going to review the whole shebang bang because they had like a cute little you got the highlighter, the eyeshadow palette, and I think the lipstick. I was like, that'll be so great. That'll be a great review, but it was sold out, and then I was kind of like, I don't feel like, you know, I got the highlighter because I love Ciaté's highlighter formula, and I like, you know, the nostalgia. So I kind of feel like I've got something from a collector's point of view. It's kind of been and done, and I regret not being able to get the whole thing, but I'm kind of like, I'm probably pretty good with not having it because the hype has passed me by, and I'm like, I have something, so just you can let this one go. But when I did get to the site finally and was like, oh, I'm gonna get it, and it was gone, I was like, oh, that made me a little sad. This is something I honestly have no idea if it's like still available or anything like that. The Hourglass Year of the Pig blush. Y'all would have seen me anti-haul this because Hourglass is exorbitantly expensive. I'm pretty sure it was a limited edition type thing, and just you know, I like buying things that I can review for you guys or include in a video, and spending like $48 on a limited edition blush just wasn't it for me. Now, I do have to interject that I don't have to have any kind of like regret about not buying the Becca Year of the Pig highlighter, because can you see there's the packaging there? A wonderful subscriber who wanted to remain anonymous sent it to me. I cried. Y'all would have seen on Snapchat. Well, not the crying, but we did have that. That would have been included on that list, so whoever you are, thank you so much. But that Hourglass one, I'm just kind of like, you know, it was so really pretty, and I just should have, you know, where there's some things that like the whole brings you joy and whatever. I should have just bit the bullet and been like, all right, it's an expensive blush, whatever. Just, you know, I should have taken the money that I spent on something else and just put it towards that and been so much happier. Then this next one is one where I regret that probably eventually I will purchase, maybe to do a review on, but it is a kind of older product, but the Melt Cosmetics, surprise, surprise, the 27 or 17 palette. Basically, the Melt Cosmetics version of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance, which is kind of the reason I didn't buy it, because I've already got the Modern Renaissance, but after buying the Gemini palette and the Smoke Sessions and being introduced to that formula, I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I would appreciate the heck out of those colors in that formula. So I really regret not getting it on its like first initial whatever, so that I could do like a review for it that would have been more in accordance with the time it was released. But eventually I probably will be adding that to my collection, and I'm pretty sure it's not limited edition, or if it is, it's just nowhere near as hyped as the Gemini because it's still in stock. This is a really stupid regret. Really, really stupid. It's another one of those things where you're like, I should have just listened to my inner makeup highlighter lover and have just like thrown caution to the wind and bought it, but I didn't, so here we are. I don't even know what it's called, but that big old pan of highlighter from Marc Jacobs that was part of his holiday whatever. I mean, maybe if I did buy it, there wouldn't be regret, because I would have to deal with it being like big friggity frackin' ginormous and not fitting into my drawers, and that's why I didn't get it, because the headache is real. But I see pictures of it and I'm just like, it's so pretty. And it may just be the highlighter lover in me, but every time I just see it, and my eyes glaze over and I become possessed with the ghosts of highlighter past. And something dies inside of me when I don't have it, and I just look at it and I'm just like, I should have just got it. This is one, once again, like, I feel like after a product kind of whatever's, I'm like, all right, don't look at it no more. But I don't know if this was limited edition or not, but this was the, guys are gonna be surprised that I am regret not buying something from this particular brand. But the Natasha Denona Safari palette. That whole big, giant, beautiful matte palette that's $129. You guys know I love matte palettes. I've been wanting to find some kind of Natasha eyeshadow that changes my life in the way that it's changed other people's lives. My life has been changed by her highlighter and her blush formulas. Don't get me wrong, those are top notch. But I have not had one in the eyeshadow category, and it's always so hard to find one that blows your mind when you are spending $129 on it. But I look at it and I loved the color story, and it's just so absolutely gorgeous. She does have that like new something palette that was in my, not my most recent, but the one before that. Will I buy it? And I may think if I get money for my birthday, I might pick that up, but just, I'm really sorry that I missed out on the whole matte, because that's kind of my jam right now. Another one that I really regret. It's so sad. I love how like practical and cutthroat and hardcore I've become recently, but then like down the way I'm like, why did you have to be like that? Because on the inside I just want to cut loose and buy all the makeup, but I have to pull it back so that I do not thrust myself into financial ruin. But the Sugar Pill and Trixie Mattel, just the collection, I believe there was a palette and then a liquid lipstick. I don't know if any of y'all know, I love the drag queen subculture. I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I love so many of the queens. My favorite will forever be Manila Luzon, and I love Trixie Mattel. And I love Sugar Pill. They're a great brand with great quality. They're an indie brand that I'm like A-okay with supporting. But I was like, girl, it's got like 6 shadows in it, a big blush. It's gonna be small. You're only gonna be getting it for the collector thing. You know, you're not really gonna be reaching for it that much. Which was a valid reason to not purchase it. But then, you know, here I am now and I'm like, I don't care that I wouldn't have reached for it that much. Opening my drawer and looking at it would have made me happy. So I'm just kind of like, I should have got it. I should have and I have other friends like on YouTube and Instagram who have it, and I'm like, I'm so jelly. But you know, sometimes you just gotta come to terms with who you are, what you become, and what you miss out on. Then something else that is like really freaking impractical. And at the time, you know, you guys have, you know, witnessed my progression of, you know, not buying everything and anti-hauling and all that jazz. And at the time, I was all like, well, girl, it's like so freaking impractical, but like the shiny lover in me is like, but you need it. And that is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Ball Out. That really fancy, awesome, super like friggin' straight up silver highlighter. Which you guys know, a lot of our highlighters that don't work for me as highlighters, I use as blushes, but I mean, obviously that wouldn't stand with this one because it's freaking silver. But you know me. I love highlighter. Highlighter can be used as eyeshadow. I'm also a makeup collector, someone who likes to have certain makeup just to have it. That sounds like an addiction. But I think it was for holiday, and then they came out with like the Swarovski studded ones that was like $1,200 or something. I mean, it's just something that's like so impractical that I couldn't really use as a highlighter. I could use as an eyeshadow that I honestly would just want to like, because I'm kind of, you know, I've got a thing about collecting these Fenty Beauty highlighters now. Now, these next couple of ones are gonna be, y'all are probably gonna be rolling your eyes right out of your head with these. But the first one is definitely just for collector aesthetic purposes, not for the shadows or the quality or the shade selection, but the Tarte, that beautiful clamshell mermaid thing they did like a year and a half ago. I roasted that thing to within an inch of its life because Tarte, when it comes to creativity, aren't necessarily the best company. But looking back on it, I'm a huge fan of like fantasy and girly girl and whatever thing's going on. I love me some mermaids. Little Mermaid, one of my favorite Disney movies. And so I will just say straight up, the regret that I have for this is because I can't like have it as a beautiful mermaid clamshell display piece. Which is really pathetic, I know, but I gotta be real with y'all. Then the next one, this is really, it's kind of, I wanted to put it in here because I like sharing with y'all just kind of like all my thoughts unfiltered and opinionated. You guys know that I am a cruelty-free channel. I was not when I started. Being cruelty-free is very important to me as a makeup person and as someone who has 2 fur babies. I would like to have more if her husband would stop being a butt about it. But the Sephora plus Moschino, I apologize if I say it wrong. I've heard it both ways. That whole teddy bear travesty amazingness of a palette. That specifically, this is something else that I anti-hauled that I probably tore a new one in an effort to disguise my truly underlying actual feelings of wanting it. As you guys know, the Sephora collection at Sephora is not cruelty free, but y'all, before this was even a thing, back, let's say, like 7 to 8 years ago, Soraya, I was a designer snob. I loved and needed and had all kinds of things designer. I still have an appreciation for them, but I spend my money on different things like makeup. But Moschino was one that I was so aesthetically drawn towards. Jeremy Scott is a vision in pop culture design. The bright colors, the girly girl, the Barbie, the Powerpuff Girls, the sponge, just all of it is so, and when this came out, I was like, I want a big gold teddy bear to put on my shelf. But, you know, I have been trying to be more practical storing that thing. If you're trying to, you know, not have it be a, you know, centerpiece, display piece, that ain't gonna fit nowhere else. And then just the whole, you know, cruelty free. I think at the time of that being released, I was still kind of like, yeah, am I not? And I look at it and I'm like, you know, that would have made, you know, 21, 22-year-old me very, very happy. And to a certain degree, 28-year-old me as well. But you can't have everything, and that is where I am going to end it. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts on these products, as well as, like, you know, something that you regret not buying. Also something that you regret not buying that you're maybe plan on buying that's not a limited edition job, or is a limited edition job that's still available, because that's a thing too. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!